So thank you very much, Liana, for getting those views for us. And now let's all welcome our next guest on the show, John Galea. Hello, John.
Hey, you right?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good.
So good to have you on the show,
Great
because
to be
you have an inspirational story to tell as well. But first of all, take us back when you first discovered that you loved music. When was that?
I must have been like 8 years old, listening to my mum's old records, eclectic bunch of records to be fair. And basically, my dad brought home an electric organ one day. He found, and I couldn't play an instrument.
He found?
Yeah, literally, they were given away.
All right.
And I started plinking plonking on the keys and started trying to teach myself how to play, and then had private lessons, and from there I just spin rolled and
Wow.
did shows and started writing music.
So you did shows from quite young, were you? Or
Yeah,
you
well,
got
that
into
kind of
later?
started me into music, and it came into drama, and it all came together. And I guess
Did you always sort of stick with it, or were there times when you kind of went off into something else and then came back to it? Or
it was difficult doing the grades, to be fair, sitting down and doing the practice of scales. But no, I always stuck with it, because you'd always find another song that would inspire you as a kid to, I know this song, I'll play that, and then you did the grades at the same time, and it all made sense, really.
Okay. Now, John, you went through a very, very hard time when you got very poorly. Can you tell us about that? Because music did help you.
It certainly did. I was doing a show at the time, actually, and I just thought I was unwell. I had a bit of flu, and it turned out that I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer for a 15-year-old.
When was this?
I was 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was in the middle of my GCSEs at the time.
Wow.
And I had to go through the chemotherapy and all the treatment.
As a 15-year-old, hearing that, what went through your head?
Well, it's hard to take in, but the support from the family were amazing, and the community. So obviously they rallied around, and it's a lot to take in, to be fair. When you're doing so much, like music and like shows.
Yeah.
And then you're obviously having treatment, and you're trying to fit it all together, and doing schooling as well at the same time. It's it was difficult, but music certainly did help me through.
How did it help you?
Well,
because you had so much already in your head, like to deal with, and the difficult times when you had to go through all that treatment and stuff.
I mean, even the little things like sitting down with the CD, and back in the days on the CDs, and
I remember those.
and listening to songs that I loved.
Yeah.
All very positive songs as well, because I think that was a big key player in getting over what I did. Positivity, and I'd find that in songs, even if I sat down and played on the piano, where I could, a positive song, it helped. It really did. Even writing,
some people, because that's interesting, because some people, when they're going through like a difficult time, they kind of listen to sad songs, which is something I'll be talking about after the break, by the way. But it's like
you do.
But it's interesting that you say that you listen to positive stuff.
I try to be more positive.
Yeah.
There were times, obviously, you stick the sad song on. It happens.
Because everyone wants a good cry sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, it helps. Yeah. But no, ultimately, it was a general positive song.
Okay. Now, you've written a brilliant song called I'm a Survivor. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's a track off my third EP, Notes for My Piano, and it's just an autobiographical song, really, about the struggles of going through that and growing up and trying to overcome it. I wanted to create I wanted to reflect that, as well as give like an inspirational kind of message as well. Yeah. So hopefully I did it with I'm a Survivor. But
I think definitely. I mean, when you were writing that song, were you mainly thinking about the experience that you'd had with cancer, or was it like your whole life kind of?
I mean, that was the heart of it. To be fair, the cancer. Yeah, I mean, that was basically the main. I wanted to.
How did it feel for you writing that?
Yeah, emotional. And it's emotional to see other people's reaction to the song as as I'm playing it and we're gigging about. It's nice. It's nice to see people's positivity to it.
Why do you think music is such a powerful tool in people's lives?
It's like another language, isn't it? Really, it really like the sheet music. It touches on different levels. It really does. The music and the melody. And there's just something, like when you have a song that the right melody and the right lyrics.
I can see how much you love it just now. You're talking about it. It's so like...
when you get it right, it just hits the right spot. And,
what else are you doing at the moment? Because you've been involved in quite a lot of shows and touring and stuff. So how's it been going?
It's a bit crazy to finish the music video for I'm a Survivor. I wanted to film it back in Great Yarmouth, where I'm from. Okay. So we did that on a beach.
Oh, it was lovely. I was watching that. It was so nice.
It's very
just
cold
looks
day.
ideal.
Very cold day.
Yeah,
no, it was really
well, it looks great.
So we put that out, and there's some. We're doing a tour at the end of the year, hopefully. So getting out and about with the EP.
Is there anywhere else that you get inspiration from apart from your music?
It's one of the main ones, to be fair.
Yeah.
People's positivity is important when you meet people as well. But yeah, for me as a musician and a writer, it's mainly music.
The main thing. Now we're going to actually be seeing you perform later on as well. So guys, you wait for that. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But what would you say, John, to someone, maybe a youngster that has been, either maybe diagnosed with an illness, or they go through a really hard time in their life, not just related to music, but what kind of advice would you give to them in general to kind of get through things?
Well, it's tough. But you have to think on the positive side. There's no other way, really. And there will be down days, of course, and you have to just keep the head, focused on the positivity, the good around you, whether it's the people, your family, your friends, the community you're coming around you. I think if you focus on that, it helps a lot.
You did mention that your family were a great support.
Absolutely.
Because some people, when they go through problems, they kind of internalize everything. They don't like to talk about it. They kind of stay in their shell. Yeah. But it's so important to actually talk about what you're going through, even if you don't feel like it at the time. Absolutely, but it's important.
No, my mum and dad definitely made me express how I felt, which is it's very helpful. It's very good therapy for it, to get it out in the open. I think it's bad if you keep it in. You need to release it in whatever way, capacity you want.
Definitely. Future plans for you, John? What are your dreams, your goals?
Well, working on the album, really. So
brilliant.
Hopefully getting that together and seeing what other songs come about and taking it to the next stage, really.
Brilliant. Can't wait to hear more from you.
Brilliant.
Excellent. Thank you so much for speaking to us. And we're going to see you again after the break. All right, guys. So up next, I'll be giving you a different view on music and how it can actually be detrimental to your mental health if you're not careful. And of course, we'll also be seeing John performing later on as well. So see you in a second.